Hey everybody, I'm Bruce with Coolum Enterprises, and thank you for tuning in. And today I'm going to talk about the Knight Industry 2000, also known as KITT. This is a 1994 Firebird Trans Am that we converted into the Season 2 of the Knight Rider. And it has all the bells and whistles of a standard car. I have Alex, I want to thank for being behind the camera and filming for me, so I will give him some instructions and I will show you guys how the car works. First, let me come over here. I'm going to open up the hood and I'm going to show you what's under the hood. Okay, a little hard to open. There we go. Good. In here we have the main brain for the ZA electronics. That is for the Cyclops, which I will turn on in a minute. The engine is pretty standard 1994 Trans Am Firebird engine. But the important thing is right here. This is the on and off cutoff switch for the car's battery. This is important that when you're not driving the car, you need to turn this off so this battery doesn't wear down. We do have an auxiliary battery and power supply that's located in the back of the car, which I'll show you in a little moment. I said, but when you're not using the car, whether it's sitting in the garage or you're using it at an event, you should turn this battery switch off so this battery doesn't get drained. That way your car will start, even though you've been displaying it for hours. It'll always start back up. Up front here, we have a battery circuit breaker. This circuit breaker will trip like this if something's wrong with the auxiliary battery in the back or the power supply. If you ever find it tripped, just push it back in and everything should be fine. If there's something still wrong and it keeps tripping, you need to find out why. So that's pretty much all that is necessary to know about here. You stay in the front and I will turn on the Cyclops. Let me turn on the car. That's the car's battery. I'm going to use it for a moment. And okay, so we have the Cyclops. It is programmable. It'll do a few other things, but that's pretty much the Knight Rider use of the Cyclops, or the scanner as they call it. I call it a Cyclops. I'm going to go ahead and put the hood down. We also lit up the scoop of the hood. We have this on an on-off switch, but we just have it glow. That's something more than likely that you don't want on while you're driving. It'll be a distraction, but we did put that to it. Then, let me get Alex to come behind me as I open up the door. Now, I have the center console on because I have the main power switch on. We have 4 buttons here that are used, and then the others are not. You know, anything here. Let me see, I'll do this. See, that's the main on-off button. Mm-hmm. You turn it on. You'll get that date. Now, this is ready to be lit up. You can either do it manually which is by, pushing that button first. The dashboard will then...
I am the voice of Night Industry 2000's microprocessor, KITT for easy reference, a KITT if you prefer.
Okay, so the switch part buttons are not wired to anything. They're there for looks, and that's it. The monitors do take a few minutes to completely come active. The one on the right will play the Knight Rider TV series shows along with some old 80s commercials, and the one on the left is for the car's systems that were in the TV series. If you push this button and hold it for 5 seconds, it is a random voice box mode. KITT will just start talking them at random, throwing out different random sayings or phrases.
This is a hospital, not a shopping center. By definition, there's a valid reason for every car here. I'm quite comfortable, thank you.
Okay. Pretty much everything, the lights and everything over on this side are just for looks or for shows. The 2 zeros is your RPM.
I thought that was a bathtub.
Yeah, no, you thought it was, but it's not. Over here is your miles per hour. Then we have a message display. On here is where your...
I'll see he doesn't forget, Doug. Now that I've got my memory back, you can count on me.
The turn signal for left and right, your brights, and then this is your gas tank. Right here, that tells you how full or empty your gas tank is. This,
it's definitely
the horn.
Two different sets of tires.
And just so that all of this kind of hides...
Off the road.
Sorry, KITT. Kind of hides underneath here is the headlight switch that will turn on the headlights underneath there. It's hard to get to, but that's where it is. And of course, the other side is where the key to turn the car on
54 kilos in weight.
The upper console is just a dummy lit up console. There's nothing hooked to it. It doesn't do anything. Like I said, the center console, it's only the 2 switches that are for the window, passenger, driver. The 4 white ones, the top left is the main power for the entire electronics of the car. The one to the right turns off the hood. And then the bottom left and right, the left one turns off the monitor to the left. The right one turns off the monitor on the right. Inside the glove box, we hid, it's hard to tell, let me go on the other side, but we hit a button to open up the rear hatch.
I'd rather you didn't.
If something should happen, you can, to the wireless, you can come in here, push that button, and that'll pop the hatch. I also have a wireless that will pop the hatch, which is letter C is for the hatch. D is the same as the main on and off switch.
I've cleaned up a couple of western towns.
You trying to turn that off?
Yeah, that's a lot of noise in the background.
Yeah. So, yeah, what Alex did was push this button again, and it starts the whole shutdown sequence. There, now this is off. So, as I was saying with the remote before I was rudely interrupted, the A is the main on and off button that wirelessly will start to activate the dashboard. B is the same as the normal switch here. That's what really, once it's powered up, then this is a standby that activates it. C is the rear hatch opening, and D is the same here as the main kill switch, which if I do this and then I do this, see how it turned it on? Or do D again, turns it off, turns it on. And then if I did put it back on and I do A, it activates the normal. And if I do A again,
Night Industry 2000.
it'll turn it off. This remote is for the scanner or what I call the Cyclops. This is the one that turns the scanner on and off, and it also has several other features that you'll have to refer to the manual that I provide. Okay, I'm going to shut this off. Oh, I gotta do it with this because I did it while. Oh, that's another thing. If this is activated manually, the wireless won't do anything. You have to make sure this is off before you use the wireless. Okay, over here, which Alex will I'll come back to that. Let's go back here in the hatch. We kept the back hatch pretty clear. So once you pop the hatch, you can open it up. We kept it pretty clean for the client to do what they want. We give the client a how-to Haynes manual, how to repair the car if he ever has a need, or she. We have my manual that tells you how to use the system. It also has in it wiring diagrams in case you have some issues with electronics. And then we make this little commemorative plaque to give to the customer, which includes information on KITT. It has a shameless plug for my company. And then this is just a card that a lot of the TV cast from Knight Rider has signed. So we look back in here now. We have a selector switch. This is what we use when the car battery's off. We use this to choose. There's an auxiliary battery in here. Then on the other side, there is a power supply that you can connect to an extension cord, and you can run this car on electrical power forever if you're doing an event or a car show where you're going to be out there for hours. So right now I have it off, but I can run it on this battery. This hatch, let me get a flashlight, is for beside the battery. We also have another circuit breaker. That's for the battery here that's inside there. It's an Optima battery. It's not for starting the car. It's used just for the electronic system. It has a high storage capacity. But that breaker is in case something should happen. It protects the battery, or if something happens to the battery, it'll pop and it'll protect the electronics in the car. And we cut this hatch in there for easy access to reset that. But if you have to get to the battery and remove it, there's a plastic screw head here and another one here. You undo these screws, pull them out, put them down. This will pop up, and all you gotta do is finagle it back up, and you have total access in the back. Another thing to talk about is this manual latch. We put this in case something happens electronically. You can't open the hatch. Well, you can get in the back seat, stretch over, and manually you can pop this and it'll open your hatch. And over here is another shameless plug for the company. The car comes with everything. It has the blackout light diffuser. It has the moon hubs on it. But it doesn't have all the other electrics like the AI. It doesn't have wirelessly open the doors and windows. It's a pretty standard kit. This is what the client wanted, so we gave him a nice clean car. And like I said, it's a 94. The car's in excellent shape. We did some restoration to the car itself. The dashboard I'm pretty proud of. We went ahead, it came from, the manufacturer of the dashboard came from Italy, from Knight Rider World. They made an excellent dashboard, but the board, the way they painted it, was scratched too easy. So we painted it in ceramic paint, which this stuff is a hard shell. It won't scratch easy. It's a nice thick coating. So we wanted that so the client wouldn't have any problem cleaning it. We added my custom-made 3D printed badges on the speakers just to give it a different look. For Knight Rider, it was not part of the TV series, but I'm proud of those. They came out pretty nice. And it's got the T-tops. don't know what else to say. Except that's pretty much it. It's like I said, a nice standard. Oh, I did forget. I'm sorry, Alex. Thank you. We have an amplifier right there. Those 4 channels are used for the sound of the one monitor, another monitor. Then we have a speaker that is up in the front of the car with the headlights. That's for the part of the radio. And the other one is for another speaker behind the dashboard. So those are amplifiers on speakers to give the quality sound through the system. Up in here, which is not seen, but there's a couple of video players right there in the blue with their SD cards. These are inverters that convert 12 volts down to 5 volts for the players. And then we have our fuse box up here, which you'll have to refer to your manual to know what each one does. And lastly, we have that switch. That switch, you need to refer to the manual, because that switch is an isolator connection that allows you to charge the car's battery and the system's battery from the alternator. So in the middle position, it will not charge either battery. But if you put it over to the green position, it's to charge the car's battery and the
Prop battery.
the rear battery, the auxiliary battery. And when you put it in the red position, it disconnects the car's battery up front so that only the auxiliary battery will come through this section and it won't hurt the electronics. But make sure that you refer to the book and the paperwork that comes with that to use that properly. It's very important that you read the instructions that comes with this painless isolating system to know how to use that correctly so you keep your batteries charged at all times. So that's it. The air conditioner blows out from the top up here. You'll get your cold air up here. We did that because the dashboard pretty much blocks the old car's vent system. So here, this is where your cold air will come out. The radio does work. It's a Bluetooth radio. It'll play AM, FM, and you can put your, you can't see it from over there, it's over here. But that radio, the tape, that's not really a cassette tape, that's a cover for the Bluetooth. Let me see if I can get it off. There we go. So see there, it shows the time. Then it has a flash drive, a USB flash drive. It has a SD card slot as well, so you can play custom sounds through it, or you can use your Bluetooth from your phone and have this say whatever you want, music or random sounds or voices from the KITT Knight Rider series. So, okay, I think I bored everybody long enough. That oh, one more thing, Alex, over here, if you can. Mm-hmm. Right there is the control pad to use your mirrors. That makes the mirrors go up, down, right, and left. So we put that there. It used to be on the old console. We put it here. So I think I covered everything. The seats look good. The inside of the car looks good. You did my shameless plug.
Yes.
Did you? So, again, when not using the car, I'm going to open up the hood, which luckily it's already popped open. And it does wobble when you put it up. That's pretty standard for any 80s, 90s car. And we want to turn this off so that we're not de-energizing that battery. All right, guys, that's it for the 1994 Season 2 Knight Rider Industries 2000 KITT car made by Coulomb Enterprises, by myself and the rest of my team that's here. So if you're interested in one of these or a DeLorean time machine or any movie theme replica, just contact Coulomb Enterprises and we'll see about making your dream happen. Again, thanks a lot. I'm Bruce with Coulomb Enterprises. Have a good one.